Hello guys, this is FK, and as we all know, AI is now part of our lives. Yeah, AI is now part of our lives. At least the tech companies have made sure that they are shoving it down our throat. And unlike other emerging technologies like VR, which seems to be too immersive for a lot of people, AR is not getting the kind of breakthrough you would think it should get to become a stable technology that we all use every day. And crypto just has bad PR. Almost every time something crypto is being mentioned, something bad is happening there. But AI, there's so many investments that have been going into AI, and we ourselves have adopted it to a very high level. We have accepted AI into our lives because of all the exciting things it's doing. And you know, one of the questions that has been most asked, and some of the discussions we have had on this channel, is what does it mean to us as developers and all that. And I've already tweeted all that, so we're not going to be going through all that. You can go and check out some of my videos that I did on the impact of AI on software development, or the video I did about Devin, the first AI programmer, and all that. But today we're about to talk about something that was my own interest, and I think a lot of people will also be in that space when first started hearing about AI. And that is, how do I as a developer help my company, help my clients, help my customers, help anyone that is requesting my services to implement AI features in their application? Yeah, that was the question I was asking myself from the very beginning of all this AI buzz. That was my biggest interest. I am not interested in building models and doing all those very complicated AI stuff that made a lot of us run away from machine learning. I just wanted to know how to get value from this new technology and infuse it into the applications I build to provide more value to users. And you know, when the whole AI buzz first started, we didn't even know the shape it was going to take. But now, there are lots of AI career paths that has been springing up. There's a lot of AI career paths that have been crystallizing from this whole trend of AI that we've had. And like I said, so many companies are spending so much money to develop AI features in their applications, do a lot of models in-house and stuff like that. And what I want to do in this video is to help everyone that is a developer watching this video and has interest in AI to know the type of career paths you can follow. Yeah, the type of career paths you can follow. We're going to be taking it from the very simplest barrier of entry to the highest. Yeah, we're going to be taking it from there. But you as a developer, having an interest in AI, wanting to actually use AI to provide more value in your applications and more value to users, how do you go about it? And what do the career paths look like? And even we're going to be looking at what the earnings look like. And for the purpose of full disclosure, this video was inspired by an article written by a lady called Mary Nova. Yeah, Mary Nova. She has a very wonderful email newsletter that I subscribe to. So I saw a post of her on LinkedIn, and she was breaking down these different career paths, and I got really interested because I've been trying to find out what I've been doing in AI so far, because I've actually been doing a lot of work in the AI space. Like, especially when it comes to the knowledge aspect, I've been doing a lot of courses. In fact, right now I'm still working on some courses for LinkedIn Learning on AI. And I've also been playing with a lot of AI tools, been playing with the Gemini models, Ollama, and also right now I'm working on LangChain. So this video is inspired by that post and the article that she wrote about the different AI career paths. And today I'm just going to be doing my own breakdown of this career path using my own experience also and what I've seen. And I hope that by the end of this video, you'll be able to know how you can go from developer to AI engineer. So if you're interested in that, let's get started. So let's start from the very first career path you can take into AI as a developer. And that is being a prompt engineer. Yeah. At this point, you are basically an enthusiast. You are an enthusiast, and you have these development skills. And almost all these companies that are putting out models, they have APIs. I believe Claude has an API. I've never used Claude's API for Anthropic API, but I've used OpenAI APIs and I've used Gemini APIs a lot. So they put out APIs for you to easily just get AI features into your application, be able to query these models and get AI to provide responses that you can then translate to value in your application. So you can be a prompt engineer. And what do prompt engineers do? They basically master the art of talking to models. Yeah. Because whenever you send a query to a model, it's called a prompt. It's technically called a prompt. So what prompt engineers do is know how to structure prompts in order to get the best out of the model. Because most casual users, I'm not a casual user, most casual users just go and type, plan a date for me. What gifts can I get for my wife? Or how do I study for the bar exam? But prompt engineers know that there is more that you can do with a prompt. They even know that a prompt has a structure. A prompt has a structure. There's a role, there's a task, and there are examples. You can provide. You can tell the model to assume a particular role. Then you give it a task, and you can also give examples. And even within that examples, there's a way you can structure examples. That's why you hear some things called one-shot prompting, few-shot prompting, and zero-shot prompting. Yeah, when you don't provide any example, that's called a zero-shot prompt, which is mostly what we write. When you provide a few examples, that's few-shot prompting. So what the AI prompt engineers know how to design prompts, fully detailed prompts that will extract the best responses from these models. So that's what they do. And this prompt, you send it through your API, you send it through a programmatic API, very similar to the same API you use for Twilio and every other API service that you're using, any other service that you're consuming their API. You just send your prompt, but prompt engineers know how to design the best prompt to get the best to get the best results. And for a lot of MVPs, for a lot of applications, that's enough. A lot of applications just want maybe a chat bot that can communicate with their customers and give them a few answers. Some just want to correct grammar. Some want like a CBT application wants to get answers to questions and stuff like that. So as a prompt, you can learn prompting because the topic of prompting is deep. The topic of prompting is deep, and you get to understand how the model really works, what to expect. Yeah, you can even send some things called system instructions. Yeah, you can even send something called system instructions. There's a course I just dropped where I teach how you can actually use system instructions in Gemini to define rules for the model. So this is very great for developers. Like as a developer, there's so much low barrier of entry that you can start today. But there's a lot to learn when it comes to prompting, the structure of a prompt, how to design the best prompt, how to use zero-shot, few-shot prompting, and stuff like that. There's actually a material I would recommend, promptingguide.ai. I found it recently, I think from Mary's article, Mary Nova's article, promptingguide.ai. That's like the most detailed resource I've seen on prompting. Google also has documentation on that. I think I consumed that the most when I was working on some of my courses. So you are just the AI whisperer. Yeah, the AI model whisperer as a prompt engineer. And like I said, for most applications, that's enough. You plug into the API, whether it's the OpenAI API, Gemini API, send your prompt in a very well-crafted manner because that's what you are. That's what you design as a prompt engineer, and you get the best results. And according to Mary, who I would advise you to follow on LinkedIn, just search Mary Nova, follow on LinkedIn, or also if you're interested, follow our newsletter. She estimates that the prompt engineers can make up to $60,000 to $90,000. Yeah, $60,000 to $90,000 for prompt engineers, or you can also call them AI enthusiasts. So that is that's the first career path that we're going to be looking at. Prompt engineers. Design well-crafted prompts, be able to send them through an API to the appropriate model and get the best results that you can get back, pass, and translate into value for your users. So after looking at prompt engineers, the next career path we're going to be looking at is the AI engineer. Now, these names might not be the standards for now, but they are really catching on. They are like the conventional names for these job descriptions. And like I said, we're going to be looking at the AI engineer. And personally, that is where I currently play, the AI engineer. And these are the guys that they don't just send prompts. When you send a prompt, you send it to the model and the model gives you a response, but you are limited to the training of the model. You are limited to the knowledge base of the model. But what if you want to add your own knowledge base? What if you want the model to be aware of maybe like your company's documentation, or let's say some peculiar files that you want it to handle? to be able to give the appropriate response based on those information, or some information from your database, or a bunch of CSV files. Yeah, that is where these guys operate, and more, and many more. But this is one of their main functions, to be able to embed more context, more domain knowledge into the prompts through a process known as RAG. Yeah, process known as RAG. Now, what is RAG? RAG is retrieval augmented generation. Yeah, retrieval augmented generation. So you're augmenting the generation of responses from the models by retrieving information from your domain. So you use the information from your domain to augment the prompt that you're sending to the model. The information you're sending to the model does not change the model. The model is still has its knowledge base, but you are embedding your domain information into the prompt, so that when you give that to the model will also use it for context. It will also use it to guide how it responds. So how does RAG work? So what happens is that you have all these files or any kind of information stored, the database, CSV files and stuff like that. You have those type of stuff. So you get them and you chunk them into a vector database using embeddings. So when you send your prompt, because your prompts are also going to be converted to tokens, they're also going to be converted to tokens. So it is mixed, all that information from your vector database is going to be mixed with your prompt. It's going to be mixed in your prompt to be sent to the model. So there is a pre-processing with every prompt that you send. Every prompt that the user sends is mixed together with domain information, then sent to the model. So the model is context aware of your particular domain information. So that's what RAG is all about. You're augmenting your prompts, or you're augmenting the generation from the model with domain knowledge. And there are also stuffs that there are also many other stuff that these AI engineers do aside from RAG stuff, which is, for example, using tool chains, tool chains for developing AI applications. I've talked about LangChain. LangChain is one of the biggest tool chains for building standard AI applications. There's also one that is growing fast now that I realized last week. It's called Aystack. LangChain is mainly Python, but they also have a JavaScript library. So if you're a JavaScript developer, you're in luck. There's LangChain JS. Also, there's Aystack. I think Aystack is still purely Python for now. So these tools allow you to do proper prompt engineering. You can actually structure prompts. You can have, in fact, you even have classes for few-shot prompting and other type of different prompt templates. And even the community, they design different types of prompt templates. Then you form a chain from your prompt. You build a prompt, you chain it into an LLM. Then you can chain that LLM into an output parser. So you can even, when you chain that together, you only need to make one call, and that whole process is done. So, and with your output parsers, you can design how your output is supposed to be interpreted. Any output that comes from the model, the output parser is going to do all the pre-processing before it is displayed to the user, or before it is used to initiate another action. So you get to use tools like that. And also, like one of the advantages to those tools also is that it can help you switch between different LLMs. So you're not stuck to Gemini models, like even within the Gemini models, you're not stuck to Gemini 1.5 Pro or Gemini Pro Vision or Gemini 1.5 Flash. You can actually switch between different models based on the capabilities of these models. For example, if you're using Gemini, you can, when you need speed and quick answers, you can go with 1.5 Flash. But if you know that you want to perform a task that needs deeper reasoning, you go with Gemini 1.5 Pro. So those tool chains like LangChain help you to switch between models easily within your application. And also, they also provide tools for things like RAG. So they have retrievers for JSON files, they have retrievers for databases, they have retrievers for CSV files, for PDFs and all that. So you don't have to write all those code by yourself. So these are some of the things that an AI engineer needs to know. Also, you should be able to perform some more specialized tasks like function calling. Yeah, you can actually so what function calling does is that it helps you to extend your API calls to large language models. It helps you extend your API calls to large language models. For example, if you make an API call and you want the response to probably trigger an email to be sent or to trigger some data to be fetched from, let's say, a stocks API, you can actually do that with function calling, because you can tell your model to provide a function. You provide a list of functions to your model, and when the model is going to return the function you are to call, together with the arguments you should call it with. Those arguments are going to call from the response to your prompt. So the model is going to suggest, yeah, call this function, this particular function out of the 3 functions you gave me. Based on this response, this is the function you should call, and call it with these arguments. And then you can call that function in your application and continue to have like a chain of communication with you. Can I think it works in 2 modes. There's single mode whereby you just call a model and get back a function to call and just call the function, and there's multi-mode whereby you can call the model, get back a function, and that function then calls the model again. So yeah, you should be able to do stuff like that, building agents, building AI agents, using memory. Yeah, there are packages for memory and stuff, so you can make your sessions with your models more context aware with memories and stuff, and even context caching, to save cost and stuff like that. Yeah, so this is for developers that are very good with databases, they have very good software engineering background. If you're a systems engineer too, fantastic. But if you know how to connect to database, work with APIs, work with backend systems, yep, being an AI engineer is one career path you need to consider. I'm really enjoying my time. I'm even going to be doing some courses on that very, very soon. So watch out. I'm going to be telling you when I do them. So yeah, according to Mary, that's Mary Nova, the lady that wrote the article that inspired this video, the estimation is of compensation is between $100,000 and $200,000 a year. Yeah, for AI engineers, you can make between $100,000 and $200,000 a year, and I think that is worth it. That is worth you going from prompt engineering to become an AI engineer. But there's a big gap between those two. So yeah, that is AI engineering. But before we move to the next one, let me share with you a quick message. Hello guys, this is FK, and honestly, I am tired of all the debates and arguments I'm seeing on Twitter and Reddit about which programming language is better or which framework is better. While many developers are still lacking in the understanding of how programming languages work, how databases work, how web servers work, and how even software systems work. Lack of understanding of these main fundamentals has been the reasons for things like imposter syndrome, not knowing whether you're programming the right way, or even struggling to try to be a senior developer. So, I have taken it upon myself to teach these core fundamental topics. These topics never change, and they form the bedrock of any proficient developer, DevOps, cloud, or blockchain engineer. So, if you want to get free materials and videos sent to you every week, use the link below to join our fundamentals community. I can't wait to share exciting software fundamental lectures with you as we all strive to become better software engineers. So yeah, I'm starting a fundamentals community where I'm going to be sharing a lot of fundamental materials. You see, all these things we're saying, don't touch them until you fully understand fundamentals. Yeah, until you fully understand the fundamentals of how software systems work. So the link is in the description for you to join the software fundamentals community. We're going to start posting materials October 1. Yeah, that's when our first video is going to be going out. It's going to be amazing. Trust me on that. It's going to be amazing. So use the link in the description, join the community, and you get all the wonderful materials for free. So the next career path we're going to be talking about is the ML engineer. Yeah, the machine learning engineer. Now we're really going deep, and at this point, as a developer, you have to start asking yourself, I'm beginning to go into data science a little bit. Now, that's not insult data scientists by saying you're already a data scientist. You're not. But at this point, you are getting closer. You're getting closer to the real data science aspect of things. So, what's the difference between ML engineers and the roles that we've discussed earlier? The earlier roles, that's with the prompt engineers and the AI engineers, they don't change the behavior of the model. Yeah, they don't, none of their activity affects the behavior of the model. RAG, that's retrieval augmented generation, is a hack. Is a hack to get domain knowledge to the model, but it doesn't actually change the model itself, the weights and balances of the model that guides how it makes decisions. It doesn't change it. ML engineers can change that. Yeah, ML engineers can actually change the behavior of a model through a process called fine-tuning. You can fine-tune a model. Last 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, for like a week, I was trying to fine-tune a particular Gemini model. It was just being stubborn. So yeah, they can change the behavior of a model. And how does fine-tuning work? So the first thing is that you get a base model. For example, one of the Llama models from Facebook, from Meta, or any of the Gemini models. Get a base model, and from there you gather your domain-specific data, your data set, your training data set. You prepare your training data set. Make sure that it's cleaned. You make sure that it's designed properly with your features and everything. Good. So when you get that data, not with your features. Let's not go that far. So you design your data set, and your data set mainly just contains input and output. So when I tell the model this, it should say this. When I tell the model this, it should say this. So the model is learning. For example, if you want the model to always reply you in French, you give it an English word and you give the output in French. You give another English word, you give the output in French. By the time you load the model with 200 of those examples, it will get what you're trying to say. So you get a data set, and then you it can be done through the API. Some people can also do it through. You can also do it through the dashboard. I think OpenAI dashboard and Gemini dashboard. You can actually do that. That's AI Studio in Google. You can do that. You can train the data set. So you upload your data set and you train the base model. The supervised learning process. You train the base model, and at the end of the day, you get a new model, a brand new model custom made for you. Like, you can take your domain information, and you use it to train a model, and get a brand new model. And that model is a combination of the base model and the domain knowledge that you just gave it, or the data set that you just trained it with. Yeah, that's what forms your new model. So you can then use this new model for your custom operations. This model is custom to you. So when you query it, it is able to give you answers that are more aligned to the area that you're operating. So yeah, to operate here, you need to understand machine learning. You need to understand the whole machine learning process, the process of data preparation, the process of data cleaning and all that, picking an algorithm. Do you need to pick an algorithm? You need to pick an algorithm for this? I don't know. I don't think you, because the model has already been trained. So, but yeah, you have to understand, just for good measure, understand the whole machine learning process, and also for data validation and your predictions to check whether your model is behaving as expected. Because sometimes you might need to train the model over and over. You might need to get better data, more quality data to train the model. And also you have the ability to adjust your hyperparameters, your training hyperparameters. You can adjust your batch size, you can adjust your learning rate. You can also adjust things like epochs. Yeah, the number of times you're passing the data, you're running the data through the training process. Is it pronounced epochs or epoch? I don't know. So yeah, this, and also you can also do a combination of RAG and fine-tuning to just get the exact model that the exact behavior that you want from the model. So this is a lot more serious because you have to know how to prepare the right data. And you also have to understand the training hyperparameters in order to experiment with your model training process very well until you get the best results. Before RAG became popular, this was like the default way to get domain knowledge into your all prompting cycle or your all model request response cycle. But now with fine-tuning, you can just train the model one time and you can have it respond appropriately to your domain. And according to Mary, she estimates a competitive salary of $200,000 to $300,000 plus for these guys, and it often comes with equity, because this is no joke. they're not doing small work. So it's another level you can go to. The ML engineer. We have looked at the prompt engineers, the AI engineers, the RAG guys, guys like me for now. Maybe one day I will most likely go into ML engineering, and also and now ML engineers like that. Yeah. By the way, one thing I didn't mention about the AI engineers, some of the skills that you can also have as an AI engineer is AI orchestration. Yeah, MLOps, AI orchestration. MLOps is basically like DevOps for machine learning processes. So you orchestrate the whole process of ingesting data, preparing data, doing feature engineering, doing your training into a training pipeline. Then when you have your model artifacts, then you can have your prediction pipeline and all that, and you can always deliver your models to the end point where it needs to operate. So yeah, that's another thing you can keep in mind. People use like different tools like Kubeflow, AI Flow, no, not AI Flow, Airflow, Airflow, to do all those orchestration processes. So that's another thing you might want to know as an AI engineer. Yeah, and even an ML engineer, because ML engineers are operating at a higher level than AI engineers. So yeah, that's that for ML engineers. 200k to 300k is no joke. So that can be what's going to encourage most of you to look at this role. So now we're going to be going into the last one. So the final one, the final career paths. By the way, I'm still learning myself. So if you have any more interesting things you want to say, just come to the comment section. Please come to the comment section and educate us more. Educate me more also. I like to learn more. So the last career path I'm going to be looking at is the ML research scientist. This is the last career path that Mary described. ML research scientist. Now, these are the guys that actually build a large language model from scratch. They're the ones that actually build models from scratch. Now, anybody can build a model from scratch, but to build a useful model, to build a production-ready model, yeah, leave it to these guys. So the ML research scientists are the ones that understand deeply data and algorithms. Data and machine learning algorithms, they understand these things deeply and how to bring the two together to bring about models, the type of models that we use today. Natural language processing models, neural networks, and all these amazing vision models that make use of vision and everything, use stable diffusion to generate images and stuff like that. These are the guys like Ilya, that just left OpenAI and has started his own company. Those kind of guys. Now, these guys, they work for specific organizations with specific needs. Yeah, their needs cannot be met by existing models. Organizations like Apple, even Apple had to go in competition with OpenAI. Or organizations like Google is not going to pick one model off the shelf. No, they would build their own. They would build theirs because they have a very specific use case. People, guys working at Anthropic and all these guys. So these are companies that are ready to spend millions of dollars on their R&D department because it's a lot of study, it's a lot of training. We are all impatiently waiting for GPT-5, AGI, and all those things. Do you know how much research needs to go into all these things? Guys are going to be paid millions of dollars to just sit somewhere and be thinking and experimenting just to serve with the hungry users that just want to see magic happen. So, like I said, anyone can build a model from scratch, but not a useful model. When it comes to building useful models from scratch, these are the guys that you leave it to. And according to Mary, they earn top tier salaries. Yeah, they earn, as expected, they earn top tier salaries. These range from 300 to 500 upwards, with significant equity, research grants. They are just made happy. They are just made happy because they're the brains behind these things. So many times, Apple wants to develop some models. They hire a bunch of professors from Princeton, from Harvard, from all these big universities to just come and help them develop models. So yeah, that's the final point. I don't know anyone here that is feeling encouraged to go that path, but yeah, sure, you can. The guys there, they don't have two heads. You can go that far. And especially if you are really into data and statistics, analytics, yeah, you can pick that as a career path, and you will thank yourself for choosing it, because these are premium skills. These guys are not easily replaceable. They are not easily replaceable. Ilya once staged a queue that threw out Sam Altman from OpenAI, even though he came back later. And Ilya is now out. So yeah, ML research scientist. That's the final thing. Once again, shout out to Mary Nova. Love your newsletter. And yeah, I hope this has been able to encourage you and also bring some clarity. Some of you that are already using some AI tools or trying to get into the AI space, bring some clarity into what you're really doing and what is the standard path to actually becoming a professional in the AI space, going from a developer. Because I am very interested in AI. And also, I would call out AI anytime I see any crap. I'm going to call out AI. But I'm very interested in AI, and I loved it. I love what we are currently doing with it. I love all the tools. I love the new things it's bringing, the new possibilities, and all that. And yeah, if this video has helped you, join me on that journey. Until next time, I remain your boy in tech, FK.